Greetings, boys and girls. Welcome to this week's Fast Friday. Tonight, we've got a doubleheader with the FARC Super Series and the FARC Truck Series at the Upper Michigan Raceway in Ishpeming, Michigan, using Windy City Racing's Slacker Speedway. A link to the track is in the description below. This is the vanilla version of the track. I would have made some changes to it, but loading it up in the sandbox, I had a problem where all the objects would disappear. So that's unfortunate, and it prevented me from making some of the changes I wanted, but they're not totally necessary changes anyway.
It's better to have a track than to not have a track at all.
So I am joined tonight by in the EFR Discord Peanut Gallery by John Dilks and Ryan Bagay.
Hello.
And then hello to everybody in the YouTube chat: Creepy San, Brandon Crasta, and Alex Lozano. Welcome to the stream. So first up, we are running the FARC Truck Series 50-lap feature. This is the penultimate round for both the Super Series and the Truck Series tonight. And if these races don't run too long, we might just wrap up the late model and truck seasons with the next race at the Chicago Motor Speedway in Cicero, which will accompany the FARC Low Dollar Series penultimate round at the same track. And hello, Durders. Welcome to the stream. You're just in time. We just got started. I know you've been visibly disappointed about arriving late a couple times, but you're just in time tonight. So we are starting with the Truck Series 50-lap feature, then the Super Series with a 60-lap feature. So looking at the FARC Truck Series point standings coming in, Archer Helms leads over Nicholas Radcliffe by 45 points. Archer Helms' little sister, Alyssa Helms, won on debut last week in Knoxville, Iowa. She is back again this week, running the last two rounds of the Truck Series ahead of the FARC Low Dollar Series Smash Beer Oktoberfest Nationals at La Crosse. So taking a look at the qualifying results, Damien Josel set fast time. How many times has he done that this season? Oh, can't easily access that at the moment. Hello, Florarena. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, what was I doing? Damien Josel set fast time over Tyler Thaber and the Helms duo, but Josel rolled a 4 on the die, so the top 8 will be inverted for the start. So it's Colin McNaught on pole, qualifying 8th with Nicholas Radcliffe on his outside. Radcliffe has a chance to bounce back, with his points rival sitting a couple rows behind.
Okay.
Not gonna go through the whole starting grid this time. You all know the FARC Truck Series regulars by now.
And if you don't, too bad.
Pace car leaves the field in the hands of Colin McNaught.
How many tracks have we gone to where there's no wall in the backstretch?
It seems to be very common in New England, but we've got our fair share of these tracks just about everywhere. And Archer Helms already cutting to the inside and challenging for the lead down the back straight. Trouble in the back. Two trucks in the wall, and they look like they've spun in front of traffic.
One looked like he went on two wheels. Also, there is a sand pit around the outside of turn 1.
Yes, there is, but if you exit the track in turn 1, you're probably in the air, so that sand pit is not going to do you any good.
Oh, it's there for the driver to know that there's something.
So it looks like everybody made it back to the flag after that incident. Kyle Pitts may have been one of the trucks involved. Did one truck escape the track? I am not certain of that. And hello, Alexa Luchan. Welcome to the stream. So, Eddie Vero got a little help from Jafali Anabija, and at the same time, Kyle Pitts got hit by Monte Carlo. And the Eddie Vero contact sent Judson Tate in the 1X around, but both of them recover and are able to keep going.
Well, one took a little bit more attention than the other one, so we'll see how that race.
Doesn't look like anybody left the track area either, so looks like we're going to continue with a full field.
For now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yellow car. There are a fair number of yellow cars in this race.
Or if you're in New England, it's yellow car.
I went to Boston one time. Yeah, there was a Boston guy. I went to Boston one time, and the guy on the trolley said, when you say Bar Harbor, you can't say Bar Harbor, you gotta say Bahaba.
Bahaba, yeah.
Bah humbug.
Yeah.
Bahaba's in Maine.
It was actually kind of cool. His son got drafted by the Athletics.
Oh.
That's neat.
Yeah. So he was in a very good mood that day.
I'll bet he was.
If they keep crashing off of 2, someone is escaping the track in turn 3, I think. Yeah, that's happened quite a bit in testing, and after that they go on a rampage around the track, through the stands, mowing down countless helpless spectators drunk off of smashed beer.
Did you watch Final Destination?
Yeah.
Come to think of it, there is a film crew in attendance today.
Well, let's hope that's not the kind of movie they're making today.
Hey, Siege, you're talking about the people being drunk on smashed beer. You are talking about the spectators and not the drivers, right?
Really, who knows at this point? If we've got 2 incidents on the first lap. Anyway,
that's a good point.
Green flag back out. Colin McNaught leads. Archer Helms did not get a chance to get by him before the flag.
Seemed pretty clean so far, but I've spoken too soon before, so...
Looking through the field to make sure, it looks like Monte Carlo is headed to the pits. He might have a black flag.
Yeah, it looks like
so does Kyle Pitts, possibly.
And it could also be crash damage as well.
Is it me or the truck's just this slow? I've never known.
Yeah, the trucks are meant to be rather slow. Are we?
I guess it's because we've been on smaller tracks.
Hello, Bubby Internet Television. Welcome to the stream. Wonder if FARC has future plans to race at McKinley. Was that the name of the track in that Final Destination movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone actually made the cars from the movie.
Oh boy.
For the late model. I did not, however, grab those. I did, however, grab the Striker Ace car back.
Barry Woods and Lenny Coltrane have found their way into the pit lane. Not sure what's going on with those two, but who cares? They are never contenders anyway.
They're probably on a budget and just trying to run as many laps without wrecking the car.
Well, they're not even running laps at the moment. Damian Josel running into lap traffic, quite literally into the back of the 49.
He's gonna lose some spots.
Yeah, he's being held up.
Hardcore held up.
Looks like Tyler Thaber has joined us in the YouTube chat. Welcome to the stream. They possibly used one of the short tracks in Alabama as McKinley Speedway in that movie. So thank you for that tidbit. So looking at the running order, Archer Helms has caught Colin McNaught in this lapped traffic. Michael McKinley runs third. He's being hounded by Damian Josel in the 74. Then Alyssa Helms has made her way up to 5th, and Nicholas Radcliffe has fallen back to 6th. So he was overtaken by his points rival very quickly. And Archer Helms has taken the lead.
By the way, fun little thing that happened before the broadcast. When Siege was counting down 3, 2, 1 to countdown to start the broadcast, the trucks who are racing tonight, by the way, in Las Vegas, started their engines. So it was really well planned.
It's a very unintentionally good timing.
It's right next to me.
Oh, I hear an impact, and the yellow lights are on. We got a truck on its roof coming back down. That's Lowell Beaver in the 10, down in turn number 3.
He's trying to roll. Sorry, by the way, my headset came unplugged, if anything.
Pimp lane. When you said pit lane, I misheard that as pimp lane.
All the bitches go to pit lane.
Looks like everybody stopped waiting for the pace car to come out. Pace car driver not paying any attention whatsoever.
Speaking of someone drinking some smash beers, how do we know the pace car driver isn't?
So, Lowell Beaver, there he is coming into the pits after flipping that truck over. We're going to find out why in a moment.
Something tells me he may have had some help. Maybe.
Yeah, you generally don't flip on your own.
I mean, you never know. If you get on the grass.
Oh, Kyle Pitts got into the back of John Bennett in the 58, shot right back up across the track and into the 10.
Oh, ow, that looks like it hurts. It's a slow roll.
Incidentally, for those of you who might have been wondering, the racetrack that was in Final Destination 4 was Mobile International Speedway.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
It was a former ARCA and K&N Pro Series track.
Will Kimmel had a crash there.
Oh, that
looked like it was right out of Final Destination, went flying right out into the parking lot.
Yep.
Speaking of another track that has no walls around the turn to impact.
Yes. Speaking of,
I remember that video too. That was turn 1 lap 1 bad accident. I wonder how you explain.
I actually had to go look.
How you explain that to these turns.
I don't. Yeah, that's the one where you'd be like, "You're not gonna believe what happened."
So my truck was in the parking lot and a race car hit it. What?
Going back to green this lap.
That's one where you definitely should have had photographic evidence.
I personally feel like he should have been sponsored by some sort of insurance company after that.
Going back to green, which looks like the start of the race. We've had so many trucks go a lap down before lap 20.
Lap trucks to the inside.
Nicholas Radcliffe getting shoved out of line. Damian Josel goes by. And Josel may have a problem.
Oh, that is a stack
That's a
event.
bottleneck.
Really stacked everybody up.
Yeah, so...
Oh,
yeah, 74's got an issue.
He's all over the place.
There's no smoke, so I can't tell if it's an engine. It
Might have a tire.
Looks like he got paced down the straightaway, but maybe he just
Yeah,
couldn't
he's
get the
pitting.
pit road. Yeah, there we go.
So, looks like that might be a tire.
Or a
Many of
black
the FARC
flag.
Many of the FARC truck drivers most likely not happy on the radios.
Judson Tate getting back up to speed. Looks like he may... No, he was in the pits. I was going to say maybe he got spun on the backstretch.
If he's not careful, he'll get spun again.
So, halfway this time by, Archer Helms pulling away, looking for his third or fourth win of 2018. Is it going to be... It will be his fourth if he pulls it off.
Okay, then would that wrap him up their championship, or would he?
Yeah, if he does, catching him would be a tall order.
It would. He would need to. Can he receive 0 points during an event, or are you going to get points no matter what?
Yeah, you get points no matter what.
How many points for a win again? I'm sorry.
It's 100 points for a win, then 80 for second, 70 for third, 60 for fourth, and 50 for fifth. Oh, well, he almost got LePaged by the 74 there.
Ooh, that is close.
Hello, Snake Plissken. Welcome to the stream. That's Pimp Kane, not Lane.
If he 06 is slow. If he had went any wider, he would have speared the end of that wall on the outside.
Lowell Beaver is still on the track after flipping his truck over, but... No, I'm sorry, that's Buddy McInnes, his teammate in the 50. Those trucks look very similar. Yeah, Lowell Beaver went out. He's the first casualty of the day.
Our first DNF. By the way, if my TV's too loud, let me know. It looks like it's calmed down during the race here. The 53 of Helms leading today.
And his sisters just moved into second, but Colin McNaught is trying to take that back. Nicholas Radcliffe in fourth. So he's improved his position since the last time we saw him.
Are there any plans for the Helms siblings, or are they staying in trucks? Do we know any?
We are not entirely sure yet. Archer Helms does have a ride in the low dollar series with Freya and Saito, who's been really struggling this year, though they did win 2 races in a row with Trek Togger last season.
Is he a full-time contender in that series, or is he only part-time?
He's only part-time, but we got another yellow.
Oh.
Trying to find anybody who might be in trouble. Not now. Waiting
Not
for...
yet.
Have a look at that pace car, see when the lights go on. Okay.
At the bottom there. Just wait on him.
I heard someone hit the wall. The other Lowell Beaver owned truck got turned around by Avery Radcliffe in the 33. Not as big of an incident as his teammate.
That flagman probably saw his life flash before his eyes.
Oh, 23 of Scott Jackson is stopped and facing the wrong way on the backstretch.
He is passenger side to the track.
We got a big jam up
trucks
on the backstretch here. I'm not sure
he
why.
In the accident, he was trying to avoid it.
But, yeah, the trucks seem to be jamming up on the backstretch because the pace car's release is just so delayed.
And he probably just got stuck in that sand pit on the backstretch.
Yeah. So that is unfortunate for Danny Johnson in the 99 and Scott Jackson in the 23. So it looks like we're going to have 11 trucks on the lead lap. Eddie Vero, number 4, is in 11th. So the rest of your running order, Archer Helms continues to lead. Colin McNaught wrestled second back away from Alyssa Helms. Then it's Michael McKinley 4th. Nicholas Radcliffe in back to 5th. So still cars are still trying to sort themselves out. We're not going to have much time to do that. We're going back to green this time. Oh, Nicholas Radcliffe got turned around under yellow.
Oh. I guess he just tried to move into his lane for the restart, and 16 didn't have any of it.
The 16
What was that, the 16?
is...
That brown and,
the
that brown and
16 is
silver truck?
multiple laps down.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's who's
this
talking
could be a
about, right?
messy restart. Pace car is off.
Well, he's in the right lane at least. He's in the lap. We're green flag, and we're probably gonna go 3 wide down the backstretch.
Oh, Lou Kirk got turned around. An immediate caution after the restart.
Pace car never even stopped. It just went right past everybody back onto the racetrack.
Oh, and Kyle Pitts turned around at the start-finish line.
Oh.
And we got 4 to go. Or no, not 4 to go. Never mind. I can't read. 14 to go.
Oh, he got hit again.
Oh, wow. Not definitely not Kyle Pitts' day.
Where was he running before? 22nd? Okay.
Michael McKinley performing the Pitts maneuver on the 30, coming to the caution.
And that sucks. You hate to see it happen.
I guess you could say his day's been the pits.
Oh, 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 oh.
And that's the end of that thread.
Cut it out. Yeah, no.
So Kyle Pitts is going to get his spot in line back. That's what's holding those guys up. So Archer Helms in front, Colin McNaught second, Alyssa Helms third, Michael McKinley fourth, Tyler Thaber in fifth, Casper Spector, number 24, runs in sixth. Nicholas Radcliffe has gone back to 7th place. Then it's Jafali Anamiha 8th, J. Hiram Jennings, number 326, 9th, and John Bennett rounding out the top 10. Eddie Vero is still 11th and the last truck on the lead lap.
We're within the last 10 laps, so we'll be having a single file restart. So any lap away, well, they're gonna be there.
Maybe it will be a clean restart this time.
68 on pit road, probably for some sort of check or something.
Derek Dudding and the Dude's Pizza Machine on pit road. I think they've called him for delivery, so they're going to stock him up with some pizzas, send him on his way. We'll try to get there in 30 minutes or less.
He exits the tracks on the backstretch, so that makes sense. Just pull her right onto the track and go straight.
The tip he makes will probably be more than the prize money he's going to get from running 20th in this race. Hello, El Caldero del Welfero. Welcome to the stream, as well as Chanor. I'm probably butchering that, but welcome to you too. Pace car is off. We're going to get the restart with 9 to go. And Colin McNaught gets a pretty good start right on the 53's bumper heading into turn 1.
In previous restarts, he's been able to just outdrive and drive away from everybody. Maybe those tires are gone, but looks like he's starting to pull away a little bit.
Michael McKinley going for third now. Gonna look through the field, see if everything is clean. Tyler Thaber taking advantage of the 240, getting shoved out of line now, trying to stick his nose on the inside.
It's been a rather clean race today.
Nicholas Radcliffe has made his way back to 6th, but he's still losing ground to his championship rival Archer Helms, and Michael McKinley's got a problem on the backstretch. Slowing that 99M down and heading into the pits.
D68 was just on pit road. It looks like he has delivered the pizzas and he's going back to.
We've gone back to yellow. I
Oh,
just
and we
saw
got a wreck on the front stretch.
Just saw Colin McNaught turn the 06 of Dale Clow around on the front stretch.
Do you think if we called the 68 team, they would bring pizzas up to us?
Oh! Oh no! Your leaders are in a wreck
Oh,
after the
no.
caution. Oh, and that looks like terminal damage to your top 2.
Well, that just changed everything.
My goodness.
So the back of the field was jammed up after the flag, and Archer Helms and Colin McNaught were not expecting that at all.
Did they not know where the brake was?
Hey, Archer, you know where the brake pedal is, right?
Did they not see the wall of cars in front of them?
No, because they're trucks, not cars.
Well,
It still applies.
what an incredible gift to Tyler Thaber, who has just taken the lead in all this.
There. And the points battle heats up.
Nicholas Radcliffe. Wait, where did Nicholas Radcliffe go?
The 53 is already calling.
Nicholas Radcliffe and Alyssa Helms are in the pits, and Radcliffe is facing the wrong way.
Well, I know they told them to stop at pit road, but that's not how they want them to stop at pit road.
And he's not going anywhere. What happened?
Well, the truck just got hit by the pit board. I guess the throttle might have gotten stuck and it just went.
Methinks pit lane is a little broken on this track.
Methinks you'd be right.
Hello to Greg Woodard. Welcome to the stream. I didn't just win this, did I? That being
2 laps to go.
Tyler Thaber. Yeah, No, we're going to get a one-lap shootout, but you got a lapped truck in between at the 89T and the 99M.
It's pretty safe to say you might have won there, bud.
So this isn't quite over yet.
I mean, turn 1 is always something.
Stranger things have happened.
True. This
Pace car is off. So Tyler Thaber trying to win his second race of the year. Michael McKinley in between, Del Clow in between him and Michael McKinley.
Oh, that was a very good restart by Thaber.
it kind of helps when you have a couple lapped cars between you.
Casper Spector moving up into third. No, Michael McKinley's a lap down. I'm sorry. Casper Spector's in second. And Tyler Thaber's going to come around and pick up the win.
Well, now, the points battle is going to be very interesting going into that last race now, isn't it?
Where's Nicholas Radcliffe coming out? Ooh, he comes out one spot ahead of Archer Helms. So that's going to be only a 2-point... No. I think Archer Helms is going to gain on him even after this, thanks to bonus points.
But by how many? He had to have led most laps and led a lap.
So that would be 15 bonus points. So I'm going to guess Archer Helms picked up 13 points over him.
He was 45 ahead. This will be an interesting thing. This will be interesting.
So Tyler Thaber picks up the victory after the top two crash under caution. And hello, Packerman. Welcome to the stream. You tuned in at an interesting moment.
I believe the number 53's next sponsor will be Lacko Brakes.
All right, now moving on to the Super Series 60 lap feature.
How many cars are starting in today's race there, Siege?
This will be another 32 car field.
Well,
Drivers,
I expect nothing but excitement.
So Super Series points coming into this race. Bobby Porto leads by 108 over Carson Crompton. So Porto has a very comfortable lead, going for his second consecutive Super Series championship. And now for the qualifying results. It was Chris Crompton taking the fast time with Bobby Porto in second, but Chris Crompton rolled a 5 on the die, so the top 10 will be inverted for the start.
Yes, I was down there amongst the drivers during qualifying. It was a very interesting mood to drive around the track. Many of the drivers had some difficulties, but they were able to get around. Our own team, the 68, had our own issues. We're starting in the back in 28th, so we're hoping to get that car up front.
Hello, Raymond Lehman. Welcome to the stream. Just in time for the start of the Super Series race. Jason Bates on pole. He qualified 10th. Now he's in first. 3 wide in the third row already. Hamilton Porto with his brother Bobby following through. And it's Billy Bob Childers moving into the lead around the outside. Poor start for Jason Bates.
Well, we're going to have a clean first lap. And I didn't jinx the field. Oh, someone's smoking. Oh, there's a crash.
Wes Murray and Hugh Patrick have crashed down in turn number 1 to bring out our first caution.
Couple cars are in the dirt.
So that was a 4-wide situation. Alfred Jones and AJ Young getting together with Wes Murray. And that just turns the 54 around on the front stretch. And in comes Hugh Patrick.
I'd like to ask the 54 car where the hell he thought he was going. That is a hard hit.
So it's Billy Bob Childers leading under this first yellow with the Porto brothers behind him. Chris Hankey runs 4th, and Tim Burkhalter rounds out the top 5. Second place in points, Carson Crompton runs in 8th place right now.
Oh yeah, speaking of Alfred Jones, he will be back next year in the FARC Super Series. Same car. he will be racing most likely a one or two Larry Lemon races, but otherwise he will be full time in the Super Series. Biscuits and mustard.
Yeah,
Okay, Snake.
Snake Plissken, the owner of the number 16 of Billy Bob Childers, of course, running up front.
I have to say though, that 16 is probably one of the better looking cars on this racetrack. I really do enjoy the look of that car. Because every time I look at it, it makes me hungry.
Billy Bob Childers was moved out of the low dollar series in favor of Rip Tyler over at Power Surge America, but the team opened up a late model ride for him. Green flag back out. The Porteau brothers launching an attack on the 16 right now.
Brandon, you've been gone since lap 33. Man, did you miss a lot.
Yeah, the top two in the truck race crashed under caution. That gave the win to Tyler Thaber.
42 to the lead.
Porteau brothers 1-2.
Looks like that 16 is dropping since he's on the outside lane. That's not the fastest lane here. Like he's all the way back to 6th.
Billy Bob Childers dropping back in short order.
No, he's 5th, I'm sorry. Like the 15 car, right? Yes, 15 car is having a better run today than its last two races.
Oh, Kenny Brillin nearly LePaging the 42 of Porteau.
Ooh. That car coming off the pit lane almost destroyed one of the Porteau brothers.
The top two in the truck race forgot what brakes were. That's all you need to know, pretty much.
The ending of the truck race was brought to you by lack of brakes because there was a lack of brakes.
Hello, Chris Washer, 97. Welcome to the stream. This is the race taking place in Upper Michigan. Using Windy City Racing's Slacker Speedway. Again, the track is in the description below.
I'm gonna need to grab that too.
The 32 did not win the truck race. He got stuck in the pit lane and went several laps down, only finished one spot ahead of the crashed 53.
But he finished. That's the important part.
If the brakes don't stop them, something will. Guaranteed.
For the leaders in the truck race, that was another truck.
Melissa Whitley and Phyllis Theodore running 3rd and 4th. Theodore just coming off of her 2nd win of the year at Bowman Gray, after running dead last in last year's Super Series points. So massive improvement for that 04 team.
It looks like the 16 has dropped all the way to 8th place after leading the opening laps. Leaders passing lapped cars. Looks like they're handling traffic a little bit better than Martin Truex Jr. did with Ricky Stenhouse. We are on lap 718 of 60 today.
Theodore has just taken 3rd from the 66. Carson Crompton riding all the way around the top, and that is clearly not the fast line as he loses a lot of ground to that 50. Looks like contact between the 04 and the 53. has put the 04 out of line and the 53 into the wall. And another caution. It looks like Dom Forrest may have gotten into some trouble. He's getting back up to speed.
Looks like a simple spin, but we'll see.
And Dom Forrest got spun by the 71 of Isaac Leitner. That was for the all-important 16th position.
Oh, to that inside wall.
When will Skeeter McFarland make an appearance in the Buzz car? That will be at the Smash Beer Oktoberfest Nationals, the Low Dollar Series finale. The car numbered 8ZZ, tentatively.
8ZZ. Okay, that's interesting. I've heard of cars called 1X and 5B, but okay. Didn't know we could do double initials.
Yeah, at the lacrosse race, cars with letters will be allowed in the field, as is tradition with the Low Dollar Series finale. And Carson Crompton's got a problem. He's heading into the pits.
Well, it's good thing. Well, hopefully, if it's a down tire, then they'll be able to get that fixed, no problem, under caution and get back on the track.
Well, it looks like pit speed is pretty high.
Probably around the corner, at least.
I wonder if that's why some of these cars are having trouble getting to their pit stalls. Looks like Crompton's going to come back onto the track without much of a problem.
Yeah, it probably was just tires. Probably ran over some debris during one of the accidents.
Going green this time by. We'll be on lap 24.
Porteau brothers lead the field. The 15 is second in points, correct?
The 15 is the points leader by quite the margin.
He's just been having so many issues the past few races, I forgot. I figured the 31 would have tried to at least catch him.
Any reason why I allow letters in the finale? Because the finale, by design, has a massive entry list of cars.
How many entries for that race?
I currently have roughly 165 to 170 for the finale so far.
Back to green,
So of course, with so many teams, you're going to have a lot of conflicting numbers, and you need to sort those conflicts somehow. Oh, big stack up on the restart. Couple cars going into the wall. And that's a pretty big pile up on the front stretch.
That's gonna be... Oh my goodness. Going to the inside was not a good idea. That's a lot of damage.
Speaking of the Oktoberfest race, when are schemes and ratings due?
I am not quite certain of that yet. It's going to be sometime after the Low Dollar Series race at Cicero goes up.
I'd like to point out that the 68 was a lucky one on that one.
Really, I'll have to go back and see how he got by that. Oh, Alfred Jones has made his way up into the top 10 after starting very deep in the field. So let's see this from his perspective. Oh, the 53 and the 26 go sweeping across in front of him and just barely miss him coming back up. So Alfred Jones is a lucky man indeed.
He got his wreck involved on lap 1, so he got that done and out of the way. He didn't need to be in any more.
Now, James West had some trouble, and the 66 of Melissa Whitley gave him a little bit of assistance. But that's... not sure if that's going to be of much help, though.
If it gets him to pit road, then that's enough. At least he's on the straightaway, so cars can get around him easier. Oh, oh! Did the Porto brothers hit each other?
Yeah, they may have. Hamilton Porto was just testing his brakes on his brother.
Bad timing.
So the trucks can't brake and the Super Series can't steer.
Super!
We say super in big air quotes, and that damage is going to send Bobby Porto to pit road.
My goodness, that is not good for those drivers. They were leading the pack.
Oh, is Bobby Porto gonna steal a lap? Yeah, he just stole a lap from his brother because pit speed is much higher than pace speed.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
And he's gonna steal 5 bonus points as well.
I don't know if I would allow that, but that's me. I am not a FARC official. I am just a team owner.
Yeah, you probably don't even want to be. We go back green. With Bobby Porto way behind and Hamilton Porto stuck behind a lapped car.
I'll probably make more money just watching the races.
This is FARC. Nobody's making any money. Let's be honest.
Actually, there is someone making money. The body shops that the teams have to use.
Yep. Cromwell Raceworks and Matson Racing Engines are making all the money on all the equipment that gets destroyed each week.
But each week, a lovely fan gets to go home with a wonderful souvenir of a fender.
Oh, the Cromptons have gotten together. It looks like, yeah, Carson just spun his dad out to draw a caution.
Guess who's not getting a Christmas present this year, son?
Well, the holidays can be an odd time for everybody. At 15, still running third, so must not have too many problems with that car.
Now Bobby Porto appears to be a lap down.
Pace car? Could you please put down the smash beer and please pick up the steering wheel?
And we've had some ARCA braking by Christopher Holter in the 316 right into the back of AJ Young, trying to rearrange the Romeo's Alternator's mascot's face. Now, that guy does need some help with his face, but I don't know if that's the help he needs.
I've heard of I've heard extreme plastic surgery, but that's not the plastic surgery. I don't think they.
Oh, by the way, those watching the stream on YouTube and have the audio up, how are the audio levels from the game and the other commentators compared to previous streams? Because I noticed that everything else is much louder, like compared to my voice. How's it sounding this time?
I can hear your voice loud and clear.
Does the game audio and everybody else on Discord a little quieter than last time?
I just turned the audio on my stream up. Or I just turned the audio stream on mine, and I hear everybody just fine.
Okay.
My voice.
Okay. It's good to know. Thank you. As I lowered. Because on OBS I just lowered my desktop volume.
Yeah, I sound a little quiet, but that's about me. That's fine.
Yeah, I have my speakers pretty low, only at 22%, and that I think has led me to a little audio
Yeah,
imbalancing in past streams.
what's what Snake said. I heard myself. I sounded a little low, but that might just be me.
The others sound a bit muffled, as in lower, like quieter.
Green flag, by the way, for the 42.
And green flag back in the air. No, hornet's nest behind them.
By the way, the 68 is back up to fifth place, and looks like he's in the wrong lane.
We got some cars getting turned
Oh,
around
4
on
or
the
5
front
wide.
stretch.
Oh, we got
Oh,
22.
AJ Young going for a ride.
Oh, and he's on his roof. If Alfred had a onboard camera, that would be a spectacular shot.
Once they all get sorted out, let's take a look at that, actually.
Yeah, on the bumper cam?
Yeah, or the roof cam.
Oh, yeah, that too. Well, he was in front of the accident.
Oh, he was?
When that just
Okay.
happened. Yeah,
Oh,
he was in
okay.
front.
Yeah, let's take a look at the rear bumper cam off of the 68.
I think my favorite camera, I think someone has ever, is the in-car for the 98 mod.
Yeah, that one's really neat. Bobby Porto's headed back into the pits. Looks like he may have a little more damage.
Looks like that damage is finally starting to catch up. Maybe a radiator.
So let's take a look off the rear bumper cam of the 68.
Oh, wow, backing up there. Yeah, there you go. Oh, looks like the 31 pushed the 26. Even though they were side by side, though, might have looked like he just got pushed up into the white and blue car, wherever that was.
Yeah, 4 wide will do that to you.
Oh,
And
they were 5
those
wide
around
off the
you.
corner. Oh, in the previous lap, they were 5 wide.
Uh-oh, Phyllis Theodore has blown up from the second spot.
Oh, no, that's going to leave some oil on the track.
20 laps to go right now. I'm not sure which race has run longer, this or the truck race. Billy Bob Childers is going to move back up into second after this.
I would have set my phone up for a timer if you need that information.
Young has been involved in just about every incident. Yeah, could be seeing the AJ Young of old.
Well, so far, we've been going 21 minutes, 41 seconds and counting. I mean, this race is 10 laps long.
Going back to green now. Hamilton Porto trying to hang on.
Boom goes the engine, indeed.
Four wide in the back once again.
All right, looks like they're getting us. Yep, and some of the well, on the lead lap are in the middle of that.
Mike Malone moves past the 16 into second place.
It looks like the 42 is doing just fine, even with the damage, thanks to his brother.
Contact between the 31 and the 316. Alfred Jones trying to get past the 31 into fourth.
I'd be lying if I wasn't cheering a little bit.
Oh, we got a crash.
Oh, Oh.
And
Oh.
it looked like Andy Pearson came up right in front of the 16 and gave him some damage on the front. But we've got no caution.
He kept it straight, so we're still going.
Oh, now we've got one for sure. No, we don't. Melissa Whitley and Christopher Holter have gone spinning on the backstretch, but pace car lights have not come on. We stay green. Looks like we're getting sick of all these yellows.
Well, they were off the track, so it didn't trigger.
Billy Bob Childers has pulled into the pit lane.
Also, Alfred Jones was involved in that accident, but it didn't look like he got much damage, so.
Yeah, Billy Bob Childers is done.
Kevin LePage, short track edition. That comment.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin
Um,
LePage short track
Roman.
edition indeed. Hamilton Porto is pulled away by more than 3 seconds over Mike Malone.
And we're coming to 10 laps to go.
Battle for third looks like it's gonna heat up. And Carson Crompton has moved back into fifth. Bobby Porto, the points leader, looks on helplessly as a damaged lapped car. Hello, the Real Dot. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Super. Welcome to the stream.
Looks like we could be getting back into lapped cars here pretty soon.
Hamilton Porto catching the back of the field very quickly. AJ Young is still on the track after flipping his car over.
The strength and durability of the plastic tubing inside the cars.
15 cars remain on the lead lap. Ralph West and Jason Bates, the Wild West Racing teammates, are the last cars on the lead lap. But for how long? 7 laps to go for Hamilton Porto. I believe is trying to win his first race since, his first race since the season opener at San Antonio.
If this race continues to stay green, or have a caution, if we have a caution, we will be single file.
Uh-oh.
Restart.
Alfred Jones has hit the pit lane with some kind of problem, so unfortunately that top 5 will not be happening today.
You hate to see it happen, folks. So close yet so far.
Oh, Bobby Porto is off the track.
What? What? Bobby. Bobby.
And
What
we've
are
got
you doing?
another caution for something.
Probably Bobby.
Maybe it's related to the 15? Let's see. Oh no! Oh, he took out the 31 of Chris Hankey.
Is that his championship rival?
Well, no.
Didn't the 31 take him out in a race though? Like a couple races ago? Wasn't there a wreck between the two while fighting in the Didn't that happen last week?
I don't quite remember.
I thought the 31 caused the crash and the 51 was involved. It might have been payback.
I don't know if that happened. You have a better memory than I do. But wow, that was big. And that took Chris Hankey out of third?
And out of the race.
Oh, this is gonna end under yellow. For sure.
Shocking. Uh, um, is that going to be a penalty on Mr. Porto, I wonder? For possibly deliberately taking someone.
I don't know. That is under review by the FARC officials.
I I wonder if it would be a penalty big enough to cause them to possibly bunch up the points battle going into the final race.
Championship implications. I don't know.
It's
It's up to
it,
them.
it's a very strange. I'm surprised FARC doesn't have an S in its name because there's so much strange.
And Hamilton Porto takes his second win of the season under yellow. Mike Malone is second. Carson Crompton drove all the way back up to third. Then it's Tim Burkhalter fourth, Matt Pearson fifth, Kenny George sixth, Taylor Brillin seventh, Melissa Whitley eighth, Ben Worthington ninth, last car on the lead lap, and Dom Forrest recovers from a spin to round out the top 10.
That is. I'm not sure what had a crazier ending, the truck race or that. Oh, someone
Hello, Rovanami.
seems.
Welcome to the stream. Championship amputations. Alright, we've only been here for a little over an hour, and the Slacker Speedway races are over with. If you guys would like, shall we wrap up the Super and Truck Series seasons tonight?
Sure.
Mr. Mr.
No
Bobby
rest
Port
slackers.
Mr. Porto is under investigation. Mr. Bobby Porto, I should. So one Porto wins, the other one causes a wreck that could have championship implications. They're just on the front line. They're just on the front headlines of the newspaper today now, aren't they?
I'm gonna go back and see. Okay, 0.550 miles is the length of Slacker Speedway, because I have to add it to RPM.
Man. So in real world racing, Kyle Busch is leading the truck series.
Nothing surprising
Wow.
there.
In case you want to be dated, there was a pretty interesting wreck on the first few laps that caused a couple drivers fall off the pace.
Good job.
But no, seems like the 52 Friesen is going to be the one who challenges Kyle, but we'll see. Ross Chastain's running third, fourth, Moffitt fifth. One of the Burtons in sixth. I forget who.
Harrison?
Creed Hill, maybe. Creed, who was involved in an accident, who spun out but got the least damage out of everyone. Hill, Rhodes, and Little in 10th. Lap 74 of 134 completed in Las Vegas. I'm surprised there's no Las Vegas race for the FARC series.
There will almost certainly be for ASCC next year. The, so far, tentatively, Las Vegas is slated to host the regular season finale for the ASCC next year. By the way, I'm running ASCC next year with a sort of NASCAR style playoffs with some twists.
Is there going to be dice rolls?
Not quite.
I would. I'm sure if you need entries, I'm sure there might be a team who might be in.
Although I am very happy you are using my Liberty Tires logo.
Yes, it's all too fitting.
Yeah, I actually had a branded tire called the Minuteman or Liberty Bell tire. I don't know.
I need to give Damien Josel the 10 points for setting the fast time. Alright, let's see the FARC Truck Series standings heading into the final round. Archer Helms did pick up over Nicholas Radcliffe, so he's got a pretty comfortable lead going in. And these two are the only ones mathematically eligible for the championship.
Hmm? We can only hope. Well, hopefully for Archer Helms, nothing weird happens in the next race uh,
Because Nicholas Radcliffe is ready to pounce.
he would be. It would be an interesting scenario if he does DNF and Radcliffe does make enough points to win the championship. There
Alright.
could be a situation where Porto could DNF and still win the championship by maybe 2 points if Radcliffe does not get any points for leading a lap.
No, not wrapping up
It's
yet.
it's 50 it's 50 for win and then 10 for leading a lap. Oh,
Oh, it's 5 for leading a lap, 10 for leading the most laps, and another 10 for setting fast time. Oh, and what's this? We are getting word from FARC officials that Bobby Porteau is going to receive a 25-point penalty for unsportsmanlike
I feel like that needs to be a 50-point penalty,
driving.
but I feel like that should be a 50-point penalty.
Championship implications.
Also, update in real world racing: the 16 of Austin Hill is on pit road for his radiator overflowing.
Oof. So now, Hamilton Porto closes in within 49 points of Bobby Porto heading into the final race. Carson Crompton is moved back to third.
Is Crompton the 31?
Crompton, Carson Crompton is the 48. His father, Chris Crompton, is the 36.
I thought the 31 was involved in the team. I guess he had a couple bad races and he just fell out.
So just looking at the points distributions. Let's see. So heading into the final race, the Porto brothers and Carson Crompton are mathematically eligible, and Chris Henke appears to be a massive, massive long shot for the championship. So Chris Henke, in order to win the title, is going to have to set fast time at Cicero and lead the most laps on his way to winning, and Bobby Porto is going to have to finish last while receiving no bonus points.
I highly doubt that's going to happen considering that the other two are so close.
Yeah. So the Porto brothers and Carson Crompton are the only ones with any realistic shot at taking the title.
It would be interesting if the Porto brothers do have a bad race, maybe with each other, maybe with other people. Who knows? But if it's any indication, that 15 car of Bobby is going to try any means necessary to win.
And now, let's run qualifying for the FARC Super Series and Truck Series finale at the Chicago Motor Speedway.
While you do so, I will be grabbing myself a quick beverage from the session stand, concession stand. Bleh.
So, fast forwarding through time, here we are. And it's Phyllis Theodore setting fast time. Taking it right out from under Hamilton Porto, denying him those 10 bonus points. It's Bobby Porto taking fourth. Chris Crompton is fifth, and Carson Crompton is all the way back in 18th. And now let's run... Oh, shoot. I think I forgot to save qualifying results. Well, no, I still exported them so I can preserve those. If I just run qualifying again. You know what, I'm just gonna run qualifying again and preserve those results, so forget everything I said in the past minute. And this time it's Chris Henke taking fast time, with Carson Crompton doing much better, landing himself in the second position. And it's Hamilton Porto all the way back in 10th, Bobby Porto in 13th. Now I have saved the qualifying results, and now we can go to the Truck Series qualifying. So 40 lap feature for the Super Series, 30 laps for the trucks.
Drivers, to your cars.
And it's Tyler Thaber setting fast time for the Truck Series finale. Archer Helms, second. Nicholas Radcliffe, his points rival, in sixth. Alright, now let's get these into our magic spreadsheet of doom.
Testing, can you hear me?
Hi, Packer, is that you?
Indeed it is.
Hello there. Long time no see in the Discord, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So, Packer Carroll hopping out of the YouTube chat and into the EFR Discord Peanut Gallery. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Oh. So this is weird. So the export from the truck race from truck qualifying at Cicero also included the race results from the last Super Series race. That's weird. Oh well. So we're going to have these for documentation and for the dice roll.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that happen before.
Alright. Now let's get the... Yeah, it did the same thing with the Super Series qualifying results. So this is a very weird feature of the game we seem to have stumbled upon. YouTube chat, how are you guys holding up as we go through the oh-so-exciting qualifying procedures? Now let's move on to random.org to do our die roll. So let's do the Truck Series first. So Tyler Thaber has the die. What does he roll? Tyler Thaber rolls a 5. So the top 10 will be inverted for the start.
Which means Jafali Adamiha is going to be on the pole.
Yeah, Jafali Adamiha will start up front with Michael McKinley on his outside in the truck race. And now, for the Super Series, Chris Hankey has the die. What is he going to roll? Chris Hankey rolls a 3, so the top 6 will be inverted. Now we go into Save Game Editor and make the invert happen.
Does FARC have a soda sponsor or have a sponsorship with a soda brand?
They're here and there. Hello, Floyd fan. Made it just in time for the finale. So FARC Super Series and Truck Series finale at Cicero. We just wrapped up both races at Slacker Speedway with some interesting turn of events in both races.
Both with possibly points implications.
Oh shoot, I just closed out a save game editor. So let's go to the Super Series race. So Chris Sankey rolled a 3. Top 6 will be inverted. That's going to put Andy Pearson on the pole for the Super Series race.
Alfred Jones, top 4. Hopefully we can. Hopefully the 68 car will have a better race this week, and not the engine causing issue like we did with Slacker Speedway.
And now let's get the Truck Series finale underway. 30 laps around the 1 mile Chicago Motor Speedway.
Drivers, to your
2 contenders, 1 championship. Who will win it?
This track is practically a super speedway for these FARC Truck Series regulars. Yeah, Slacker Speedway is a Windy City racing track. Absolutely beautiful facility, but it seems to be a little broken under cautions and in the pit lane. So for possible future races, I'll have to have a look at those. Green flag in the air for the final time in the Truck Series season. And it's Michael McKinley pulling ahead of Jafali Yanamiha at the start. Several trucks running wide in turns 1 and 2, 4 wide ever so briefly. Michael McKinley pulls into the lead, still looking for his first win of the year.
Which is kind of shocking considering his record.
And Michael McKinley is the defending champion with 4 wins out of 8 races last year, but He has not had that kind of speed this year and is not in championship contention heading into this race. Oh, I hear a spin. Couple cars around on the front stretch. Rebel Denman and Scott Jackson. So Luke Kirk got turned around by the zero of Flip Papadopoulos, and just everybody deciding to turn each other around at once. Tyler Thaber leads at the caution.
Well, the 16 track involved in another accident.
Should have done a full field invert no matter what. Yeah, maybe, but oh well.
Always next year.
Seems we got a little bit of trouble sorting ourselves out, but it's a big track.
By the way, if you're wondering who made this track, this is made by John Norton.
Yes, John Norton's take on the Chicago Motor Speedway. There are four different Chicago Motor Speedways out there for this game. One of them made by yours truly, but left half finished.
I think I might have tested that one. In one of the corners, there was just a random box in the sky. I don't know if that was your track or someone else's.
A random box.
Random square box. Didn't know where. He even made a screenshot and pointed it out. And I said, that doesn't look right.
Huh.
I think it might have been that other version.
Full field invert on the championship deciding race. A gimmick that would have made Brian France jealous he didn't think of it first.
I'd be okay with that. None of my teams are in the championship hunt, so it wouldn't bother me. So if I was in the championship hunt and I was on the edge of one, I think I might have an issue with the entire field flipping.
The entire field being flipped for the start will probably result in them all getting flipped at the start.
It doesn't really matter if you qualify 16th or no, 17th or 18th because you don't move no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless you qualify in those positions, the full field affects everyone except for those guys. By the way, 25 laps to go, or 24 laps to go, I'm sorry, in the truck race.
26. Unless you mean the NASCAR truck race.
Truck race, yes, the NASCAR race.
Oh, okay.
Real life, sorry.
Let me guess. Kyle Busch is leading.
What pray tell why would you say that?
Because it's the truck series, and usually when he's in it, he's leading.
Yeah, he is. It's Las Vegas, of course he's racing. I think he's doing triple duty this weekend.
He should have done quadruple duty and run the K&N race.
Haley Deegan got the win on that.
Yes, she did.
Gonna have to start calling her the sniper because it's the second time she's won with the last lap pass.
And she's going to be, apparently she announced that she's running 8 ARCA races this year.
Yeah, she's running some ARCA races for Venturini.
Yeah, she's not old enough to run the super speedways, so she can't do the full season. But looks like Natalie Decker's going to have confidence.
Seeing the ARCA and K&N cars, like both the steel bodies and the 5-star bodies on track at the same time, makes me want a mod of that for this game.
I remember I asked, so how hard would it be? I think I asked this one time. I asked about an ARCA mod. I'm like, can we get like what cars are we painting the updated ARCA cars on, or are they painting? Are they paying anything? And they said we can't because there's not a mod that supports ARCA. I'm like, yes, there is. There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Alright, going back to green, working lap 7 of 30. So, not a whole lot of laps in this race, but it's gonna take forever for these trucks to make a single lap around the 1 mile Chicago Motor Speedway. John Bennett moving into third, now coming after Michael McKinley for second.
The track does look rather flat, so it will be a killer on those duck roll tires. Right? Is that the tire choice here?
Not quite.
Okay. Well, I just name dropped the sponsor that's not even in this race. Whatever.
Oh, we got another wreck. The 10 getting into trouble for the second week in a row.
Well, you got clipped by the 23, it looked like?
Lowell Beaver in the 10. Flipped over last week at Slacker. Got himself caught in a 4-wide situation. Was helped around by the 04 of Corbin Bannockburn.
No,
Yeah,
it's
generic brand tires. Yeah, the tire textures in this series are brandless. They're not really meant to be duck roll.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
What?
Ross Chastain stalled it on pit road
Oof.
with 18 to go. But new leader, Grant Infinger, not sure if he's staying out or if he's going to pit.
Oh, is this a pit cycle?
We're 18 laps to go in the race. Yeah.
Alright.
Final few pit stops. Infinger pits, Kyle Busch gets back to lead, race over. Unless there's like a surprise caution.
Last I heard, Infinger said he was having engine trouble.
Well, he's on the lead lap because he was leading a couple.
Must have been temporary then.
Yeah. Loose wire, maybe. But they're only dumping fuel in that truck. So.
Alright, look. This is the FARC Truck Series. Half of these guys are emulating Mike Seneca, let's be real.
This is true.
Only half of them caused the accident.
And, Truck Series being a dumping ground for the crap wagons, that is by design. I'd like to keep it that way.
Crap wagons?
Yep. So Tyler Thaber continues to lead. John Bennett did move into second. Michael McKinley dropped back one more spot to fourth behind Archer Helms, who currently leads the championship by a pretty comfortable margin over Nicholas Radcliffe, who runs in seventh.
We might have a race here, ladies and gents. Brett Moffitt has caught Kyle Busch.
Oh boy.
He could go. And looks like he was closing.
Wait, apologies for the odds.
Hello there. Ike or Vinny? Or both
Hello.
of you again?
Just Vincenzo this time.
Hello.
Greetings.
So we've already run the Slacker Speedway races, which
Oh.
I know that track was on your suggestion, and I'm sorry you missed it.
Oh, it's
You
okay.
made a great suggestion then, because my goodness, to finish those races.
Yeah, those were a pair of races with some interesting twists, but we have now moved on to the Super and Truck Series finale at Cicero.
Oh, alright, never mind about that race. Moffitt's not doing so good.
I'm gonna watch the recording that I made later of that.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm going to tell you that if there's ever a year in review for either series, there are multiple highlights from that race that will be in that review. I guarantee that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you know the B-roll that runs in the background of the low dollar series videos?
Go up.
I might do that for next year, but do B-roll of all 3 series. And as we see, Josel Perez blowing up from 16th place. Not a very significant development there, let's be honest. 1 lap to green.
How many laps have we been on the
Engine
yellow
went
for?
poof.
And yeah, I was hoping to make it back in time, but I only just got back. But I'll watch the video once it's up.
Alrighty. But that track does have a couple of issues, but if I get those resolved, it would be a candidate for future races.
Like how Bobby Porto, minor spoiler, not a big one, but minor spoiler, pitted from second place, actually led a lap in front of his brother. By the way, back to green flag.
Back to green. 3 wide for the 4th spot. Michael McKinley continuing to drop back.
Looks like this 74 went in there pretty hot, and he pushed the... What number truck is that? That blue and yellow one?
99M. That's Michael
the 99.
McKinley. For
Yep,
second,
pushed him up the track.
Archer Helms coming after John Bennett.
Yes. Yes. If you were here earlier, viewers, you know what happened to the 53 in the last race. You look through the field.
Oh, we got a truck coming to a stop in turn 2. That's Casper Spector. No caution.
He's off the racing surface, so that's...
I mean,
be fine.
just barely, but I guess that's good enough. Alyssa Helms having a pretty disappointing start to this race. She's running all the way back in 12th. Nicholas Radcliffe still running back in 7th. That is not championship material so far.
Forgive me, I don't need a full rundown about which trucks are in contention.
Archer Helms leads by 60-odd points over Nicholas Radcliffe coming into this race.
Yeah. Ooh,
So a
yeah,
pretty
that's
comfortable margin.
Yeah, that'll be tough to surmount.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. I was about to ask the same exact question because I just forgot. I've been here the entire time.
So far, it's Tyler Thaber pulling away from Archer Helms.
Trying to do the back-to-back.
Yeah, we can only hope. By the way, it looks like a very cloudy day in Chicago.
It's about par for the course.
Yes, looks like it's very clean thus far. Minus 2 accidents, right?
Yeah, we've had a couple of little incidents. Leaders are hitting lap traffic now. And Tyler Thaber is 3rd in points, but now he's getting passed for the lead. But he is out of championship contention and really getting held up by the 420 of Barry Woods. Diddles the Clown.
I wonder if we're going to see him back in the series, or if he will...
Yes, we will.
I didn't know if his
Oh.
appointed counseling was going to be needed.
Oh, bump and run for the lead. John
Ooh.
Bennett to the point now.
That was using traffic to try and catch back up. That was very good racing. And he's using the 16 to gain a lot of time on the 53. My goodness, look at how much time he's gained.
Oh, I hear something hitting something. Not
I hear
sure
smoke.
who, though. Oh, Nicholas Radcliffe is just knocking these guys out of the way. Trying to gain whatever ground he can. Oh, into the back of the 49. He sends Art Gordon around.
Ooh.
And that's going to be another yellow.
Well, all that got time that the 58 just gained on the 53 to get away, he just lost again.
How many lap cars did he put between the two of them?
Let's see.
Oh, that's a good
Oh, we're
question.
still racing back to the caution. John Bennett trying to put Flip Papadopoulos in between himself and everybody else. Does he do it? Maybe not. No, he did not.
That was close, though. Wow.
So it's
Flip
going to
out.
be your top three together on this restart. We
Ooh,
under
that
10 laps
53
to go now.
And that 53 is fast, so...
John Haley Deegan Bennett.
So in real life Truck Series news, the actual Truck Series race is over. Surprise, surprise, guess who won?
Mike Seneca?
Good try.
I've heard he's only approved to race at Eldora now.
What?
Yeah, Mike Seneca. Because he was so bad everywhere else.
So did you know Mike Seneca is a pro wrestler? I did you not? I was in another chat and we were looking at his Wikipedia. Apparently, he used to be a pro wrestler, and apparently he's appeared on WCW, I think.
Well then.
I forget. I don't like. He was a manager slash wrestler for some female talent. I don't know. Like, it's weird. I mean, I know that there's been some links of wrestling and NASCAR, but not an actual wrestler in a car.
And also, yeah, Wayne Peterson has a new driver named Tim Richmond.
Gee, I wonder where that came from. Hopefully his future's a lot brighter than the real one.
Like, if this Tim Richmond is, like, really young, like, still a teenager, I can't help but think of it as, like, some kind of twisted, like, weird version of the ending to The Art of Racing in the Rain. I don't know if any of you have read that book and know what I'm getting at.
No, I never.
Oh, okay.
Can't say that I do, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm not a big book writer or big book reader. I'm sorry. But yeah. So Brett Moffitt is your unofficial Truck Series winner on the night, since Kyle Busch does not score any points. So Brett Moffitt actually gets the win. So if Kyle Busch does fail post-race inspection, he will actually become the winner of the race. Because the new rules in NASCAR.
Yes.
Not the same in FARC, however.
Oh, I could do that if I wanted to. Around this point last year, I did have a spreadsheet prepared that was a, like, random number generator for post-race inspection. I didn't implement it this year. I might not even implement it next year, but I did play around with one if I wanted to. 1 lap to green. We're going to get it with 5 laps to go in the Truck Series season, but I'm going to pause real quick because I think our cat wants into the room.
Man, you gotta let Kitty in the room.
Yeah,
I-
that
when I-
DQ rule was badly.
It's what, in NASCAR or in FARC?
In NASCAR.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Alright, I am back. Cat is in the room.
A quick cat
Everything
story.
as well.
Quick cat story as we go green. I had a cat who every time you go to the bathroom, he would try and get in, and he would stick his claw underneath the door.
Yep, our cat does that. Not with the bathroom, but with any other room we're in. Green flag back out. Tyler Thaber making a run for second and maybe even for the lead in turn 1.
Oh, he's gonna go low.
He picks off 2 cars at once to get back to the lead.
Oh, it's not over yet.
Archer Helms trying to do the same. Meanwhile, Colin McNaught is moving into 4th. Nicholas Radcliffe getting shuffled back.
And if we have another caution, the race is over, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Where are the championship contenders, I wonder?
So Archer Helms is in 2nd. He's got it locked up if he finishes here.
He needs to not DNF, I believe, correct?
Yeah. Even if he does DNF from here and Nicholas Radcliffe stays where he's at, he's going to win the championship still. We got a caution. Looks like Flip Papadopoulos has gone around on the backstretch.
And that's gonna be the race, ladies and gentlemen.
So the race and season-ending caution comes out on lap 27 as Flip Papadopoulos gets turned around by Kyle Pitts on the backstretch.
So, minus any weird coincidences or occurrences, Archer Helms is your 2018, 2019.
Yeah, we're
Truck
still
Series
in
champion?
2018 in FARC racing here.
Yep, 2018 Truck Series champion. So congratulations to him and that team. They've worked very well. I'm gonna say that I've been very impressed with that truck. Uh, Good job to everyone else in the truck series. They've all put on an amazing show. And it has been a pleasure to call the races alongside Siege.
So Tyler Thaber looking to pick up his 3rd win to wrap up 2018. And Archer Helms will lock up the championship. And with his championship, Archer Helms will be locked into the semifinals at the Smash Beer Oktoberfest Nationals should he enter, and I do believe he is on the entry list.
Who's he driving for?
Freya and Saito, I believe.
Yeah. Speaking of the Smash Bros. Finals, I believe Alexa will be in the 26.
Yes, she should be. So the Truck Series and Super Series champions will be locked into the Oktoberfest semifinals. So details on that race are coming soon, but basically it will be 7 races in one, 4 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and then a final. All of those will be full points races.
Oh boy.
So,
And I'm looking at locking in about 20 drivers beforehand. I do have it written up in a Google Doc.
so championship implications to the max for that race.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like the old sprints feature format, but with an extra layer of sprints.
Yes.
Oh boy.
By the way, Kyle Busch with tonight's win is 196 wins amongst all 3 series.
Darn it. Yeah.
Like, Richard Petty who, looking at this list of drivers, 106 for Pearson, 106 for Harvick, 198 for Gordon, Richard Petty is the only one who's gotten all of his wins in the Cup Series, because he ain't no bitch.
Doesn't Richard Petty have something like 208 win across all the NASCAR divisions?
Apparently, according to NASCAR, it's only 200.
Huh.
Because he never ran in the other series. He was retired by the time the Truck Series came around.
And Jafali Anamiha will not make it to the finish of the
No.
Truck Series season. He breaks down off of the final corner as Tyler Thaber picks up the win. Archer Helms officially finishes second and locks up the Truck Series championship. Nicholas Radcliffe ran a pretty disappointing race by his own standards.
And this is for Nicholas Radcliffe's championship hopes.
Oh my goodness.
So Tyler Thaber takes his second win in a row. And third of the season to cap off the 2018 championship. And now we move on to the FARC Super Series. Their 40-lap feature at...
By the way, speaking of the late models, I found the 2000 LA street race. Did I mention that already?
Yeah, you did earlier.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Uh-oh,
In
did
case
I
you
did I
missed it.
use the wrong roster for this race? No, I did not.
Oh,
Never
good.
mind.
Holmes is also the second consecutive Super Truck graduate to win the title. Ooh.
Archer Helms?
Yes.
Oh. Alrighty, that's cool.
Good for him. But yeah, what's Archer's plans for next season, by the way? Is he running trucks again?
Who?
Archer.
Not sure yet, but we are about to go green in the Super Series. So it was Chris Hankey taking fast time. He rolled a 3 on the die. Top 6 were inverted. It's Andy Pearson and Billy Bob Childers on the front row. So Bobby Porteau leads by 59 points over his brother, who won at Slacker Speedway, took over second in points, but Bobby Porteau got a 25-point penalty for unsportsmanlike driving, to taking out Chris Hankey, as Hankey ran third and Porteau was a lap down. And now Chris Crompton takes over the lead at the end of the first lap.
Which, might I add, is kind of shades of Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski a la
Got some
Atlanta.
4 wide in the back.
3 wide now.
The much faster Super Series cars fanning out 3 and 4 wide all over the track.
Yeah, they were 4 wide down the front stretch for a second.
Well, looks like they were 4 wide going into the corner.
Bobby Porteau started 13th and is pushing his way to the front.
I said he'll do anything to win a race, and that's even put his car in positions where he's going to get wrecked. So, it looks like he is making me a correct man. Where is his brother at?
So Hamilton Porteau is nowhere to be seen. That can't be right. Yeah, Hamilton Porteau runs 17th.
Okay. Oh, there we go. That would have been really really weird. Yeah. But the 68 has dropped from 4th down the pack, which is unfortunate.
Carson Crompton running in third behind Mike Malone as his father gets away with the lead. Chris Crompton.
Isn't Crompton one of the competitors?
Yes,
One of the 3?
Carson Crompton is one of the contenders, running third, 1 point behind Hamilton Porto.
Would the third place help him, or does he need the other two to have problems?
He's going to need a little bit of help.
Okay, so we need that old Super Series FARC magic to happen. Got it.
So where he's as they run right now, with Bobby Porto in 8th, Carson Crompton's going to need to win the race.
I am surprised that that his father is. I guess his father leading the race makes it so that the others can't get any points. So I guess that's a silver lining with his father leading the race.
It's all
So,
black and red cars at the front, followed by Chris Hankey, Andy Pearson, Wes Murray, and Phyllis Theodore, with Bobby Porto breathing down her neck.
that 31 and 15 get next to each other, I would keep a camera on that just in case.
And then these two clowns at the back of the field, about to get lapped very shortly.
Didn't the 53 win a race though?
No, the 53 did not win a race this year.
Okay, I must be thinking of the 25 then. I don't know why I got that car mixed up.
Chris Crompton gets by those two pretty easily.
Yes. Seems like they are being very respectful of the leaders.
Battle for 5th. Wes Murray coming after Andy Pearson. Hamilton Porto gaining a little bit of ground. He's up to 15th. Chris Crompton in complete control of this race so far, looking for his first Super Series victory. Trying to follow his son, Carson, who won his first race at Bear Field a few weeks ago.
Seems like a quiet race so far. A lot quieter than the truck race.
Anyway, we don't exactly have the sparks flying like some people would want out of the season finale, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Well, the race ain't over yet, so we can't say anything just yet.
No, not quite.
The truck race was 30 laps. This is 40 laps. This will be a longer race, in my opinion, at least.
The first stage ends on lap 15, right?
Don't think so, but we'll see.
It's like an old Homestead race from the early 2000s.
I was
Indeed.
watching. Funny thing about Homestead, I've been meaning to ask this question in the other chat. I was watching a video, and a certain person who makes videos about racing. Well, not using each. I'm trying not to mention him by name, but he said that Homestead was reconfigured to try and recapture the Atlanta race from '92. In which I heard that, and had to take a moment, and I said, well, I agree that that magic was awesome. That magic's not going to happen ever again. And they're
No,
trying.
that was a special set of circumstances that happened in that race.
And he even went on to say that the chase was to try and manufacture that magic each and every year. And well, I don't disagree with that because the chase is kind of dumb, uh, in its own right. It was a video about 8 things you'll never see again in NASCAR. Some people might have seen the video, some people haven't.
Was it by a guy whose name sounds like Lavid Dand?
Yes, oddly enough.
You can go ahead and say it. I don't think he's a controversial figure in these circles.
Oh no, not in the NR circles, but like in the motorsports circles,
On,
he's
on
probably
Reddit, certainly.
Oh my goodness, he's probably the trolliest of trolls, I would guess.
Yeah, Reddit doesn't like him very much.
Yeah, and I'm a part of the NASCAR Reddit, and it's I haven't had any time comment on any of my posts yet, so
Yeah, it's okay. You can speak the name of David Land around here.
I just want to make sure I wasn't going to draw any unnecessary attention. Yeah, I don't want you getting in trouble.
Look, if anyone gives me crap for it, I'll deal with it myself. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'm not hard to find, but yeah, this conversation sparked because of the lack of sparks on the track.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, we've had a spin on the backstretch. The lights are
Oh,
not on the emergency vehicles, so we stay green, but it looks like Taylor Brillen has gone around on the backstretch.
Well, that's unfortunate for the C9 entry.
Oh, and she got a little help from our race leader.
oh, my goodness.
Damn, Chris, if you wanted her to get out of the way, why didn't you attach a bullhorn to the car?
So,
Let her know you're coming.
Chris Crompton, the last person who probably wants to see a caution, nearly caused one.
We are past halfway, by the way.
Working lap 21 now.
Hopefully the low dollar race will go a little better for the title sponsor.
Yeah.
Looks like Wes Murray closing in on Chris Hankey for the 4th spot.
Yeah, it looks like there's little pockets of racing around the track. It just hasn't been getting as exciting as the smaller tracks are. As the 15 goes around the 9, where's he running? He is 6th. If he finishes where he's at, would he clinch the championship?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So all of the championship contenders, to my knowledge, no, his brother's not in the top 10. So, where is his brother, by the way? Where is Bobby's brother?
Hamilton Porto is still stuck in 15th.
Oof, that's not good.
Oh, it looks like Wes Murray's losing ground to Chris Hankey, getting stuck behind the 67 of Ricky McKenzie.
Yes, the person who brought the first caution last race at Slacker in that Strickland propane car, I believe. Yes.
Hamilton Porto is the Luigi of that brotherly relationship.
Don't let him hear that. He might take offense to that.
It's me, Luigi.
Oh, there goes Alfred Jones. Not the best race for him. Though I'm pretty sure he's been told on the radio, stay the hell out of Chris's way.
Or you're next. So Alfred Jones has gone a lap down. The next car in Chris Crompton's sight is Hamilton Porteau.
Oh well, there goes. That would be his championship pretty much over with.
Oh, but it looks
Unless-
like he's getting a little help from the 53 of Davis Harrington. So Hamilton Porteau moves into 14th over Ralph West. So something that would be interesting is a street race in FARC. I know Carl's Superstore is kind of like one, but maybe one more road course like Monaco.
How about
We
tracks like Monaco, but not Monaco.
FARC will almost certainly be getting another street race for next season.
Really?
It is a track under development by Sign On. Cottenham Farms.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh yes, yes, that track. I've seen that track. It's a very beautiful looking track. I look forward to racing amongst the corn and horse manure.
Is Carl's a good prospect to return next year?
Oh, it's absolutely coming back, but
Oh,
I
that's
think
great.
All right.
that I think I'm going to strip that track, do a little bit of reconfiguration, and rearrange some of the objects. I did come up with a new Carl's store object out of the FedEx warehouse on East West Racing.
Huh.
Hmm.
I was hoping to come back. It's a really neat concept.
Yeah.
The race was
really
great.
enjoyed it. I still want to drive it. I haven't driven it yet.
Yeah, because I haven't released it publicly yet.
Do that too. I was trying to keep it within kayfabe.
So Hamilton Porteau and Ralph West have now gone a lap down. Melissa Whitley is next on Chris Crompton's list.
I feel like FARC would be right at home if they
Oh,
went to Monaco.
we're gonna have a caution. That's Dom Forrest. Stopped on just off of turn 4. Wait, are we gonna have a caution? Yes.
We're within the 10 laps, so we would be single file.
Oh.
So Dom Forrest was on his way to pit lane, but decided, nah, I don't feel like it. Parks right on the front stretch to draw a caution.
I mean, he might have had a steering issue. Maybe a tire didn't cooperate and forced him back on the racetrack.
Or maybe he thought that the race was too boring.
I mean, look, at least he was in actual traffic, so let's give him some credit.
Dom
Yeah,
Forrest deciding this race has not had enough yellow.
Or he just wanted to go on vacation early, I don't know.
But the way we're running right now, we're going to have 3 lapped cars in between Chris Crompton and second place Mike Malone on this restart. And then 4 lapped cars in between Mike Malone and third place Carson Crompton. So our leaders are going to be pretty spread out on this restart.
Like that one Toronto track that they used in 2012.
Oh yeah, another Windy City racing track, Four Corners Speedway, that I placed just randomly in Toronto. It had a city environment around it.
I've been trying to get back onto Mod Squad. I was a member there for a long time, and I tried getting back onto there, but I can't get my login correct.
Well, it looks like the battle for 4th will be a bit more heated on this restart, because all these guys are running together, from Chris Hankey to Phyllis Theodore.
Yeah, I actually remember that race at Four Corners. One of my cars won with no front end.
Modified?
Pretty much.
I believe that's where Yevgeny Kuznetsov got his first FARC win.
Indeed. It's a really fun track to drive on, by the way.
It's a really fun track. We only had a single lane. I
It's
don't.
kind
I oddly remember that track. I would love to drive that track again.
It's really weird, but in an enjoyable way.
I think it's meant to be loosely based off of Flemington, because Flemington was square as well, but it was in Flemington, New Jersey. It used to be a dirt track that got paved.
I don't think it's based off of it. I think that's just what it was.
Well, it's a similar concept, but yeah.
I don't think it was actually an original Windy City track. I think that they edited it.
Whoever is having issues with their Mod Squad account needs to make a new account. They reset their site over 2 years ago, and all old accounts are gone. So might wanna
Okay.
look into that, John.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. I was actually involved in a couple of the NASCAR Heat projects over there.
Oh, nice.
One of them, I'm not sure if this show's still on, but I think Inside Sim Racing, that old show that was very big in the sim racing community in 2006, 2007, who were covering like R Factor and other things. Uh, the the group over there did a COT mod for the Heat game for the PC version.
All right.
Um, I was the one who uh managed the. I didn't do any actual painting, but I managed the custom looking cars. 45 people put cars in the game, including one that was my own.
All right.
So, so we're about to go green and
We're about
maybe slowly.
about to go green. We will have 7 laps remaining in the FARC Super Series season. Chris Crompton has led the whole way, looking for his first Super Series victory. And Bobby Porteau got up to 6th during that entire run. He started in 13th. Carson Crompton trying to cut through the lap traffic, trying to get to Mike Malone as soon as he can.
Well, if we went down the backstretch, so here comes the 5 though. There's one of the Porto brothers. Chris is doing everything he can to try and get to his father.
Slow start for Bobby Porteau. He's gotten shuffled back to 8th.
It's probably by design, because there's that big
Yeah,
gaggle of
I
cars
think
in
he's
front
still
of him.
okay though.
Yeah, he should still be okay.
Yeah, there's
Although
that
I don't think he really wants to see what's in front of him right now.
I mean, the farther away he's behind, the more time he's got to react to something big if it happens.
I'm gonna change of hands for 4th.
Wes Murray has moved into 4th. Andy Pearson up to 5th.
Wait, the 48 is third.
Yeah, the 48 has been 3rd this whole race.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got him confused with the other car. I'm sorry. I got Porto confused with a different car. The other Porto. I'm sorry, I forget his name by Bobby's. Yeah, it looks like Bobby's taking a chance of going 3 wide. I don't know if that's for position or not, but
Bobby Porteau has moved back into 7th. Andy Pearson slipped back to 6th now. Chris Hankey takes over 5th. The leaders have spread themselves out once again. 3 laps to go.
yeah, Chris is the elder of the Cromptons.
Luca has just approached me and given me a look like I said something dirty.
I said something. I reacted to something
Oh.
very.
Sorry. Oh, and I'm accidentally focused on the pace car. I'm sorry about that.
I was about to say.
Alright.
I said
Yeah, I was
something.
watching.
We'll be
I said
wrapping
something
this up
earlier.
soon. 2 laps to go for Chris Crompton.
I said something earlier, and my mother just gave me a look. Like I reacted to a wreck in the truck race at Slacker. I'm like, ooh, and she gives me a look like, what are you talking about?
Wes Murray has settled into 4th place. No changes up front. Chris Crompton takes the white flag.
One more lap in the 2018 FARC Super Series Championship. Also, why is that building right there in turn 1? If you sit over there, I feel like that's a very bad vantage spot.
That was representative of the original track. And coming off of turn 4, Chris Crompton takes his first FARC Super Series win in the final race of the season. Carson Crompton takes 3rd. Bobby Porteau's gonna come home in 6th, and that should lock up the Super Series championship for him for the 2nd year in a row.
Good job on that team, even
Back
though
to
he
back.
almost killed a man at soccer. But yes, good job to Bobby Porteau. His brother finishes 14th. And which Crompton is in 3rd? Is that Chris?
Carson finished 3rd.
Yes, Carson. I'm sure he's gonna be very disappointed that he did everything he could to try and win the championship, but unfortunately, it didn't work out this week, or it didn't work out this year. But I see bright things for that young man in the future.
Now let's calculate points. So it was Chris Hankey taking the fast time, so I'm going to have to give 10 bonus points to him. And now let's look at the standings. Bobby Porteau indeed takes his 2nd championship in a row by 28 points over Carson Crompton. Hamilton Porteau finished 65 points behind in 3rd. Chris Hankey was 4th. And Mike Malone led the standings early in the year, but he missed a race and then his season fell apart from there. He finished in 5th. Kenny George was 6th, Phyllis Theodore 7th, Wes Murray 8th, Armand Dilper 9th, and Chris Crompton, with his first career win, rounds out the top 10 for 2018.
Yeah, Chris Hankey able to get to double digits, so congrats on him. Good job on him for the season. Good job again to who just won the championship again? I'm sorry.
Bobby Porteau.
Bobby Porteau, thank you. Yeah, good job for Bobby Porteau. Like I said, my team, the 68 team, will be back next year, so we look forward to competing with whoever is going to be back next year. Hopefully, it will be a good field next year.
Yeah, it should be.
We plan on bringing Hornet back and maybe extending Hornet into the Larry Lemon Championship, I believe.
Low
That's
dollar
the top
series,
one.
right?
Low dollar, thank you. I'm sorry. But yes, we are going to try and get the Hornet sponsor into the low dollar series, maybe on that 26th. We'll see.
All right, and now let's have a look at the Truck Series standings. I just imported the Cicero results. Let's have a look, and surprise, surprise, Archer Helms is your 2018 FARC Truck Series champion by 98 points over Nicholas Radcliffe, who led in the first part of the season, but his lead just slowly slipped away as Helms got better and better. Tyler Thaber won on debut in the second race at 70-77 and finished 3rd despite that early deficit with 3 wins in the season, including the final 2. And it's Damian Jostle 4th, Michael McKinley, last year's champion, all the way back in 5th. He just did not have the speed that he did last year. Then Colin McNaught 6th, Judson Tate 7th, he won at Bent Twig, John Bennett 8th, Eddie Vero 9th, and Monte Carlo rounding out the top 10.
congrats on everyone on a very good season. And for everyone who didn't have a good season, I don't know how to feel.
Better luck next year.
Yes, better luck next year. Hopefully that pizza mobile's back.
Yes, it will be.
I know who I'm
Pizza,
ordering
pizza.
from. I know who I'm ordering my pizza from.
All
Oh, I'm
right.
delivering my pizzas.
All right.
If
That.
my pizza is not delivered in a racing truck, I will be very disappointed.
All right. And that wraps up the 2018 FARC Super Series and Truck Series seasons. So it was really fun to be streaming all these races. It was fun to have all of you on board. The next FARC series, the next FARC stream for this year will likely be qualifying for the Smash Beer Oktoberfest Nationals. I will schedule that in advance, and let's say Oktoberfest cars will be due by then.
By qualifying, do you mean the heats or?
Timed qualifying to set the field
Uh,
for all the
okay.
races.
Well, I had fun. I will hopefully be there for the qualifying.
And any of you out there wanting to get in on the action, you can go to EFR to sign up for that race. So that will wrap up tonight's festivities. Congratulations to Archer Helms and Bobby Porto, the Truck Series and Super Series champions. Those two will be locked into the semifinals at the Smash Beer Oktoberfest Nationals. So details on that race will be coming very soon, and once again, you can go on to EFR to sign up. In fact, I'm going to put a link in the chat, or at least write out the URL. Yeah, efr1.forumotion.com. You can register for an account. It's real easy, and there is a FARC subforum and a lacrosse one-off thread for Oktoberfest signups. I have 160 odd something cars. Actually, let's go take a look at the entry list right now, real quick. Alright, Smash Beer Oktoberfest Nationals at Lacrosse Fairgrounds Speedway. This is almost everybody who has ever attempted a race this season, as well as a ton of one-offs. A lot of oddball entries in here. I love those odd little entries. Bobby Porto is already entered, so he will be locked into the semifinals, and Archer Helms will be showing up in the number 74 Freya and Saito car. So 164 entries for this race so far.
I look forward to watching all that action.
Oh yeah.
I will be rooting for the 26 car of Alexa Lake, I believe her name is.
And
I've been part.
not the negative 26 car of Liam Keenan from Barrow, Alaska.
Yes, not the negative 26 car. But like I said, I will be rooting for Alexa.
Not even the 26F of Carter Fitzgerald from Matthews Motorsports.
No. Like I said, be rooting for Alexa. Alexa's been a great partner to work with this year. We were able to share some pointers from my side of the TM Master Cup side of the world. With her, she's been able to help me get used to the FARC race cars. We ran 10th at Talladega. I was very surprised. I was very happy with that run. Um, Needless to say, I'm falling in love with FARC, and I might be here a little bit more.
All right.
Accidentally tunes into Fitzgerald's radio frequency.
Which, if you're annoyed with me already, too bad.
All right. And that will wrap up tonight's stream. Once again, thank you so much for joining me and putting up with this whole FARC thing all year.
I very much enjoyed it.
Once again, the next FARC stream will likely be Oktoberfest Nationals qualifying. I'll schedule that in advance, and all Oktoberfest one-offs will be due by then. So, until then, I will see you all around. Good night.
See ya.
Bye-bye.